Hey, what's up guys? Andrew Penman back. This is so important you tuned in. I'm glad you've just pushed that button to watch this, because if you're a cool wheel owner, potential owner, or you've got a cool wheel, you need to do something really urgent. That's why I got you guys to, this is not a clickbait, this is bloody serious. You've got to get this done ASAP. Okay, I'll move on to that towards the end of this quick vlog, but I want to cover a few things very quickly. So, right, the cool wheel. First of all, I've had a lot of questions on the cool wheel in terms of the models, the versions, what the hell's going on, what have I got, what have I not got, am I unsure, I'm going to get a version 3, a version 2, or, okay, quickly, version 1. It was limited in production, it was a beta phase only, it was a very, very early run, not many around, you'll hardly find any anywhere. So they had a antenna coming out the bottom, a bit of wire out here hanging down. It didn't have the antenna on the deck, dropout problems, it had the same battery, it had the same motors, 250 watt, but it was early in production, and basically it was pretty much replaced with version 2. Version 2 cool wheel had a slot cut in the deck, as you can see on the Zulu board, there's the slot, the antenna was put in the front. The antenna is now flawless, it doesn't miss a beat, it doesn't drop out at all. That was version 2. That also had the 150 watt hour battery, it had the 250 watt motors, and that's basically it. That was a brilliant model. If you got that, or you're getting that, or Amazon have got all stock, it's fine. Version 2.5 was my orange one I've done all my vlogs on, which is the one I've done the hill climbs and all that stuff. That had basically exactly the same as the version 2, same slot here, same motors, 250 watts, same battery, but it also had potting, rubberized membrane put into the circuitry and all the electronics, which stops the cracking, splitting, solders, breaking, and that was on version 2.5. That was the only addition to that. They're all battery friendly, airline at 154 watt. At 160 watt hours you can take them in carry on, but over that now the new law is, I think it's pretty much not allowed. So that particular 198 watt battery coming out in version 3 D3M is going to be a bit of a problem. If to check it in with a hard case, I think I'll get up an update on that one. But so version 3 came out as it had the 190 watt hour battery, 500 mAh. It also had the potting. It had bigger motors, 350 watt, and a bit more responsive, a bit more smoother, and it definitely feels a bit more refined. So that's the models. Okay, it's important you understand the different versions. Whatever you get, except for version 1, which was version 1 was a bit dodgy. It was, okay, that's what it was. It wasn't the best model, but they were learning. Okay, it was a year ago. Right, now, number 2. Question is, will my hubs damage on rough roads, on corrugations, footpaths, cobblestones, railroad tracks, whatever, yada, yada. Okay, well, with that, okay, it's a good question. Hubs are not as forgiving as a satellite system where the motor is up on the deck and it's just vibrating on the deck, but you know what? Hey, it still gets vibrations through. So are hub motors going to damage more from going on the road? Absolutely. Okay, that's bullshit. It's not going to happen. Look, I've got a person in the States who's 6'4", he's 120 kilos, he rides a cool wheel version 2.5 maybe? 2, anyway, not even version 3. And he rides to and from work, he uses it on railroad tracks, cobblestones, footpaths the whole way, and has headlights on front that has no problems whatsoever with the hubs. Nothing at all. Okay, what will damage them is going to be the heat on a hot day, hammering them, and I've already done it on my hill climb. It was 34 degrees temperature on the hubs, which is better than anything I've seen on the web in terms of the heat dissipation. It's actually pretty incredibly impressive, that amperage limiters and the current limiters for the controller of the heat to the hub, so it's not a problem there at all. So vibrations won't hurt it. Now, how vibrations work on a skateboard, I just want to take you through a quick little lesson, guys, so watch this, okay? So basically, there's your cool wheel deck, see-through. I've done a very elaborate schematic diagram. Okay. It's the best I can do diagram. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Okay, there's the deck, there's the truck, and there's the see-through kind of the wheel and the actual motor. Now, if you look quickly here, the orange is the wheel, and the blue there is the actual the rotor, and the green is the stator, which is attached to the hanger, right? That's the stator, and the rotor goes. That's why it's an outrunner motor. It's on the outside, and then you have the two bearings on each side taking the weight. So effectively, the hub motor doesn't actually touch. It's got an air gap of 5 mil. It's actually a magnetic field. They hover. It's the closest thing you get to Back to the Future, I suppose, hover. It's a magnetic hover. So the motors don't have any friction. They don't have any touching of any parts. What touches is the bearings that takes all the weight. They're the heavy lifters, so to speak, of the vibrations. So the vibrations come from the ground. They come up through the wheel, and then they go vibrating through probably, I'd say, the two bearings, take all the weight. The bearings, by the way, are brilliant bearings. There's nothing to worry about. Don't change them. They're stainless steel. Do not put ceramic bearings. Ceramic bearings is an absolute no. They're just going to smash, okay? You need to have the stainless steel bearings grease filled, just like the Mello board. That's what these ones have got. They're brilliant bearings. You can get bones, yeah, whack bones in if you want, but really it's not a problem. Then the vibrations go through the bearings, through the truck, up onto the deck here. My advice, if you're going to ride on the road, you're going to ride smooth, don't worry, leave it. My engineering background tells me if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And basically leave it as it is. If you're going to ride on smooth roads, if you're going to ride on footpaths, cobblestones, and you're in a really bad area in the country or in somewhere in England, you've got cobblestones, yes, I would then look at dampering. And the way you do it, get 4 mil foam, right? 4 mil foam, there you go. It's closed cell foam, Clark Rubber sell it in Sydney, or you can get it online, China, anywhere. This, cut that and put it right under the truck, right? So make sure the truck has the foam underneath it and then the deck. That bit of foam will damper 60% of your vibrations from the wheel to the most crucial parts, which are the VESC and the battery connector. The battery connector is relevant for removable batteries. Removable batteries, you have a connector. Now, the Land Wheel had major problems with a connector that went in and just cracked and broke. They've now got a 4-slot system, a 4 metal slot that just touches. That is what I think Cool Wheel will have to move to, because although it's working perfectly, I can see down the track overwearing of that fitting will crack. But this is where I come to the $64 million question you've got to do now. This is critical. This is why you tuned in. We are finding, thanks to Michel in France, Paris, that's a male, that's how you pronounce Michel. He has found that on his electric skateboard, these 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can see there, that hold the battery in, and these ones hold the whole battery compartment in. They're the 4 solid ones. Then you have the 8 up here, which are spring loaded, right? Forget them. Just park that. These 4 here, I thought they were tight, are being found from some people and some production runs to be missing, the nuts missing or loose. Now, what that means is the battery compartment then starts just swaying in the wind, and that connector is not working. So people are finding when they're standing on their Cool Wheels, those lights go off, and they, when you stand on it, they go off because the board's flexing. And now I've got the clear grip tape. You can see where they are. They're those 4 just there, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, on my version 2.5, it was Loctited quite well. On my version 3, I just looked then, he's found on his, the nuts were missing, right? Not only were they missing, but some people are telling me they're all loose. I checked mine with an Allen key, and mine were loose on the 3, the D3M version 3. The 2.5, they were tightened with Loctite a little bit, but someone with a headphone on too loud in the production line and Cool Wheel, okay.
Come on now, that ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
He should have, he hasn't tightened them, okay? It's a small in its presentation. There's not many out there on this particular issue, but I recommend get yourself these Allen keys. This is brilliant. These are tungsten and they are brilliant. And look, on the electric skateboards, there's so many Allen keys. You've got to have a good set, right? So what you do is flip it over, get someone to help you because the back will flip up because it's, you know, the weight's on the wheels. stick your Allen key in, break those 4 there. You got to find them on your solid black deck. Just push your finger around, you'll see the indent, then pierce it and just tighten them. Allen key in. You can't get a spanner on the nut because it's too small and too close to the battery compartment. So just get the screwdriver and wedge it in between that and the battery casing, and then just tighten the Allen key, okay? And you will tighten them. Okay guys, here are the 4 screws. Actually, you'll just see nuts. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there. Now, get yourself a set of metric and imperial. It's number 2. You just got to peel those back. And it's number 2, which is that one there. You can see I've already worn it a bit. You've just got to stick your screwdriver in here like that and wedge it in. So wedge it in like that, and then just Allen key it at the other side, okay? But I noticed when I moved my rubber, these were moving. Now I've marked them with white so I can see if they've moved. So that's what you do, guys, ASAP. Now, lastly, Loctite. Do we Loctite? Don't we Loctite? Okay, it's a personal preference. I personally don't Loctite. I do Loctite the critical ones, the hub nuts. Any screws around any of the wheels, definitely Loctite. Anything on the board, on the wood, I don't Loctite. Why? Because I like to feel that needs to be tightened. I check them once every about 2 months. I just go and just tighten everything. Because being wood sandwiched, it can actually soften. So if you've Loctited them, you try and Loctite, it's not going to turn until you crack the Loctite. And when you crack it, you got to re-Loctite again, and it just putting more pressure on the thread and the shaft of the bolt or the screw or the nut or whatever. And I recommend just tighten them up from time to time. Use my technique with the white paint. That's better than actually putting Loctite on. So I'm going to end off now, guys, but saying you've got to go right now and tighten those 4 on all cool wheels straight away. You'll need a 2 Allen key, and you'll need a screwdriver, and get yourself tightening those straight away. We're going to go tomorrow to the park. I've got a friend help me. Will's going to do some controlling. I'm going to have some fun with the controllers and a drag race with the Cool Wheel 2.5, the orange wheels, the 3 Cool Wheel D3M, and the Onan X2. We're going to see how fast they go across the basketball field. We're going to weigh them first and check it out. And lastly, the Onan X2 hill climbs are nearly completed. And I've got Hill 1, 10%, Hill 2, 15%, and Hill 3, 28%, and you'll be blown away. So that's part B, the hill climbs, and then we're going to phase it into the last one, which is the actual sprint and speed test of the Onan. So thank you guys. Continue enjoying my channel. It's educational. It's got good content. It's no bullshit. No bullshit. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just presenting you with the facts and what to do with your boards. I'll move on to Onan. I'll move on to the other boards, and this is just just obviously trying to help you guys. So keep subscribing, keep enjoying, spread the word, and I'll talk to you guys in the next vlog. Till then, safe skating, happy skating. See you next time, Andrew Penman. Thank you.